Radiant team back.
Hello, chitlins. How we doing? It's Summit 3, America qualifier. We are made it.
Wow, what a game two.
Wow, what a game two.
I'm still recovering from that game. That was a pretty mind-blowing experience, I have to admit. That was one of the longest stalemates with 2 lanes of barracks down I think I've seen, where the team that is ahead by so much just keeps getting wiped over and over, and then finally they seal the deal.
Something's not working here. Something's not working. We're not ready to go yet, but they finally got it all working out, and Boreal get their well-deserved game number 3, which is where we are right now. So without further ado, let's go into the draft.
All right, let's do it. Let's see what these teams are doing. Now, this is what it all comes down to. This is the final game of Phase 1 for Summit 3 Americas. Winner of this one moves on to Phase number 2. A lot on the line. A singleton best of 1. Pain Gaming get first pick this go around. It was Boreal that chose the Radiance, or the Dire side rather. So maybe they'll look for some sort of Roche control, but with Venge banned out, Pain Gaming feeling pretty safe about that first pick Bat Rider.
Yeah, they get their Bat, and to combat that, Boreal open up with an Earthshaker, which is good against Bat. You have your long range disable, while Bat Rider could still be in the dark, and well, Boreal have already found luck with it in the hands of Willies, so we'll see if it's another off-lane Earthshaker or not. It's what helped them get their win, and they're looking for a bit of the same. Okay, well, opening up second pick Zeus kind of puts it out there. Like, we got a Zeus. What are you going to do about it?
Interesting to see him picked so early. Yeah. We have seen him totally ignored in this series. Not a very high priority to be banned out. So for Boreal's roster, I think this could be a sign that their next few picks might be a little off the wall. They don't want to reveal their hand quite yet. I'm not really sure what to make of this, but Pain Gaming will come back with their Lion, with their safe support grab. Strong opener for them.
Shadow Fiend ignored to this point. Jug has been pretty much ignored this series. Wisp has been ignored this series.
Oh, yeah.
Those are picks that have not been happening. That's my job to point them out.
The Wisp, I can understand a little bit if it's just not a hero these teams are well practiced with, but the Jug does feel a little strange to see him totally ignored completely. I don't think he has been banned at all. He was banned in the first series at least once or twice, but this one we've seen no love for the Jug.
No love for the Jug.
Poor little guy. He's just trying to chop people with his sword.
No love for techies either. Sometimes forget that heroes in captain's mode.
Yeah. Me too. What does Boreal mean? Is that actually a word?
Boreal sounds like a dish.
Let's see.
I'm going to have some Boreal for dinner.
Boreal, of North American origins.
Okay. That's it? So we're Boreal?
In ecology, it's relating to a characteristic of the climatic zone south of the Arctic, like the northern boreal forest. Okay. And in botany, it refers to or denoting a phytogeographical kingdom comprising the Arctic and temperature regions of Eurasia and North America. So, yes, it's you're North American-ish.
That was as exciting as the end of that last game. I mean, I don't know, dude.
Well, that's what their team's all about, dude, you know?
Boreal.
Boreal, being similar to the North American botany,
Boreal are just in it to get to that point where they're going to make it to the house and they're like, this is a name you will never forget. Boreal.
Botany this motherfucker.
Battle with Boreal. No. We'll have to see, though. Jug's banned. There we go.
Whoa, okay.
He gets some love, and a Spectre gets picked up. The global is real, Zyori.
Yeah.
Let's keep the party going. AJ's already been banned, but we can get a Nature's Prophet. We can get a Bloodseeker. We could get... What else can we get here?
Ancient Apparition.
He's been banned. He's been banned.
Wow, smart plays. Okay, Invoker. Could get some Sunstrikes flying around. What other fun global? Silencer. Silencer.
Silencer?
Wait, Silencer. He's in the pool. I'm going to say it again. Silencer. Will somebody play him? No. Well,
nobody
maybe.
Likes Silencer. How come Nature's Prophet's like not played anymore?
Yeah, I don't know. People got tired of doing that triple null tally blade mail build, and since then it's just been all done.
They'll come full circle and they'll be back to their Midas get up, and then we'll be back.
That was
with
it. There was
again.
like that Midas greed strategy that
Necro
fell out of
Midas,
favor.
Yeah, it was like Blink Mjolnir.
Yeah, then Bulldog rocked everybody's world by buying a Mjolnir and Blink, and that became the standard.
And then it was Nulls.
Yeah,
Nulls
the Euro
early.
pub build, null tally, blade mail.
Position 4.
Well, and then people realized that, wow, this is really strong if people fight me, but if you just run away from him when he blade mails, it doesn't really do anything. You can just ignore him, and then all of a sudden you got this Nature's Prophet who's like ready to box people, and he can't farm for shit. So I don't know, he just doesn't fit in that well. Here's the Storm Spirit,
we don't see
though.
him anymore, but there's Storm Spirit. We see plenty of this guy. Used to be fat, now he's on a diet. That's all I know.
Yeah, he's got a pretty badass beard, though.
It's okay.
He'll be zipping around. Great against Zeus. Not much he can do against that initiation power.
Yeah, that's
of
true.
the storm.
Give Storm Spirit an Orchid. Zeus is sweating. Zeus is sweating. You know what would be good? Pugna.
Yeah. A lot of... God damn it. A lot of catch for Pain Gaming here. Bat Rider Line and Storm Spirit. A lot of gotcha heroes. Oh, you tried to get away? Gotcha! Get back over here, son.
Queen
Ooh,
of Pain.
Daddy, there's that Susie Quap. Susie Q playing the pretty lady.
Man, if you guys were not here yesterday,
you missed it.
Boreal take on the Merlini stack of Moni Beret. You missed out on a Queen of Pain exhibition match, man. At first, it seemed like 747 played a pretty quiet early game, was just kind of holding his own, getting his CS, little bits of farm, got his ultimate, was like, no, not yet, not yet, not my time. But then that 12 to 14 minute mark approached, and things went crazy. Susie just went out of control with the Queen of Pain and started bringing in all the farm, and next thing you know, just really became a core in her own right. It was beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely. Now,
for a bit of the same.
Our old friend Andy coming out for Pain Gaming. Hard carry for some split push action. Interesting. The Mana Void very good against Zeus and Quap. They'll have pretty big mana pools.
He's going to be going against what I imagine being the Orchid on the Quap, which could be a bit tricky. And the ultimate doesn't care about his passive anymore from Queen of Pain.
That's true. Yeah, the pure damage cuts right through him.
Pain Gaming like that playstyle. They like, it's very apparent they are happy to just kind of go through the game and take it to the long road.
They love to stretch it out.
They'll lose all their racks, and they're like, hold on, there's a chance. We'll make it happen. And Anti-Mage is probably one of the better heroes you want to have that chance
No, it feels like that. They love these late games. The first series and the quarterfinals, a little more one-sided.
It's
They won 2-0.
like that whole 4 Protect 1. I know like during qualifier time with TFY, that's how it was. A lot of Morphling picks, Naga picks. You know, when you just kind of see, oh, we're going to stall out, we're going to create space, and then this guy or girl right here is going to take it home for us.
Witch Doctor banned out by Boreal. They don't want to play against the good Doctor again. He was a thorn in their side in the last match. Could have been a good support here for Pain Gaming. I don't know what they'll grab for their final support to pair with the Anti-Mage. Ooh,
here comes a Bloodseeker for Boreal. I'm feeling it.
Oh, the space cap.
Global is real. More global. Spirit Breaker.
Yeah. Okay, we haven't seen much Spirit Breaker this tournament in general. He's been very popular in Europe, though, doing the ES Portal recently. Jesus, all these tournaments are starting to run together. We saw a lot of Spirit Breaker picks. We saw some first pick Spirit Breaker. He's been the talk of the town. Really potent in zoning out those supports that like to sit in the back line. That's really his big power in these team fights. Just charge the back line, that line who's waiting for the finger, that golden opportunity. Just give him the lantern before he can cast it off.
The last time I saw Spirit Breaker and Zeus work beautifully together was against a Broodmother, and it made the Broodmother's life a living hell. I mean, imagine just Zeus calling down the ultimate, and then Spirit Breaker, all he has to do is find where the Brood is and start charging her. She's not going anywhere, and it makes for an easy kill. Follow that up now with a Spectre Global Haunt. No one's going to be safe And that seems to be the game plan here. So Pain now swaying it out, thinking about what their secondary support could be to help out. What do you get here to stop them from beating your ass globally? What do you do? Why am I so angry?
I mean, I have a pick in mind, but I'm afraid to say it because I think people are going to flame me.
Okay, well, was it Pugna?
If it's Pugna or Silencer, that's it. I do think Silencer would be good here.
Yeah, but like,
they're not going to pick him.
No,
no one's playing position 4 Silencer. I know. I mean, yeah, I guess Spirit Breaker could charge him. He'll get a little pooed on, but... Dazzle. Okay, another hero we haven't seen much of this tournament or this series at all.
Dazzle's okay.
Kind of forgot about Dazzle. I feel bad about it.
Dazzle? It's putting a lot on Anti-Mage for their late game in hopes that Storm Spirit would really thrive in the mid-game period.
Yeah, Pain Gaming, this will be a very explosive mid-game. Both teams kind of lacking that hard late game. You've got a Spectre and Anti-Mage on both sides, but just a Spectre, you don't look at that and go, wow, look at this crazy late game. You look at that, you say that when you have 3 hardcore late game cores. You know, Spectre will definitely out late game the Anti-Mage. I feel like for Pain Gaming, it's about turbo farming the AM and doing the split push, just trying to work down those towers and not... I don't know that they really want to take it to that late game like they did in the last match.
It's another Willie's offlane Earthshaker, and that means it's a 4-position Spirit Breaker.
Okay. Yeah, the Dewey Spirit Breaker. We've seen this work. In Europe, it's been much more common to see him in the dedicated offlane role, more like the position 3, but he can be a very potent 4. Just has to get those couple of early levels. That's that first big hurdle for the Space Cow.
Was it Boreal, the team that did the like in-lane smoke where they got the first blood somehow?
Oh, charge on the King RD.
Oh, it's preemptively pulled back.
They're not diving to tier 2 tower this early on. Probably the smart play there. You know, thinking about Boreal, the Aurora Borealis, the Northern Lights. It's all coming together now, Dakota.
The lights and stars
will
hopefully align.
I'm making these connections. Look at what we're learning here in the Summit 3 America Phase 1. This is great. Radiant side, they're going to do a 2-1-2, it looks like. 40R will stay safe lane on the Anti-Mage with Baga supporting on the Dazzle. At the moment, HFN will be on the Storm headed to the mid. There's going to be a little scuffle broken out here.
Here comes Dewey.
Tiburon, he gets stunned up, but Dewey comes charging in. There's your charge of darkness. No follow-up, no bashes skilled.
The first handshake. Hi, how you doing?
Yeah.
See you later.
Tavo on the bat right. I think this line will end up rotating back down towards the bottom lane. Just trying to secure those early runes. Okay. So the offlane Earthshaker worked out pretty well for Boreal in the last match. Willez got a lot of early momentum. He moved around. He was like 1-0-4 very early on in that game. Helped set up a lot of kills in the mid, but he found a fast level 6. This offlane strategy works pretty well. It's pretty easy to at least leech to a fast level 3, level 4, and it gets you that early kit you need for the Earthshaker.
Yeah, so he's banking on a little bit of the same. He should get close enough for now to find the early CS, but it's 40R who's going to kind of hold control in the lane, and your Anti-Mage is going to be involved with this lane for quite a while. I'm not expecting him to get too fight involved, but we'll have to see depending on if he's like a first pick up Vlad's kind of a person, or a Vanguard, or if he's going to be going down the road of a Battle Fury to kind of accelerate the farm from there. But mid lane, the matchup, 747 on his signature Queen of Pain. I don't know if it's his signature, but my God, he plays a good Queen of Pain going toe-to-toe with your Storm Spirit right now. The early CS is dead even, as it stands for now, but both these heroes, similar play styles, you know, snowball-y kind of a heroes, want to get to their level 6. Good mobile units, can control runes very well. I'm expecting a bit of a stalemate here in the mid lane.
Yeah. I think this will be all about the rotations. We'll see Willez down bottom in a little trouble early on here. Poison Touch comes out. There's your Earth Spike, and the auto attacks push him back to the tower. He'll have to chew through a couple of these tangos to get back up where he wants to be. Both of these teams should erupt at a similar time. Bat Rider around when he gets his Blink Dagger. That's when he can start moving around to find kills. And Dire, I think they'll be pretty damn aggressive with this Spirit Breaker in general. It is a support Zeus, though, which is rather atypical. Uh-oh, first blood mid. Susie gets it on the...
Susie? What the hell happened?
What?
It's supposed to be a stalemate, and she gets the kill mid lane? I wasn't even expecting
I caught
that.
the very tail end of it. Susie going for a super aggressive build. 2 points in the Shadow Strike. Probably not something the Storm was expecting. I mean, that does give you that extra bit of movement slow, but...
Double damage.
Wow, that That is surprising. That is just a misplay from the Storm.
I wasn't expecting that. You could see
yeah,
them
no
together,
rotations.
But that is a solo pickoff, and that's the third game straight, I want to say, that Susie's been able to get the first blood. He's gotten it every game. Viper, he got it the first game. Second game, he picked it up early in the first blood engagement, but here comes Dewey again. They continue to add the pressure onto HFN, and Susie's pretty much felt comfortable enough that I've won this lane and is going to try to hold strong. Storm Spirit might need to begin to reach out and get some help from his support staff here, but it's just a Baga who's going to be defensive and nearby.
That's a really rough start for Pain. You've got two main tempo controllers here, your Storm as well as your Bat Rider. Tavo should be able to do just fine. He's already level 4. He's gotten a lot out of the off lane, actually. Level 10, with the Space Cow roaming around, he was able to CS quite effectively. But out of this Storm, I think the hopes of a fast Orchid to really get that early momentum kind of fallen apart here. Not just because of the death, more so because of how out-farmed he's getting. 17-9 on the Quap versus the 9-1 Storm. Anytime one mid laner has as many denies as the other one has raw CS, you know that lane's a little lopsided.
That's not so good there for Pain. For Boreal, it's very good, but bottom lane, they might win another go. Well, no, he's got boots, so he's able to walk away pretty fast at the moment of danger and will be not caught out. So with that, King RD scouts and moves back. 4-minute rune should be popping up, so he'll probably keep his eyes on that one. Susie looking to do a bit of more of the same. Not going the bottle build. No, has a bottle. There it is. Going to be grabbed up right here. Can probably blast out a couple of spells, use up the bottle, and maybe make a go at the top rune if she'd like. But more often than not, it's going to be 747 who's going to come online sooner, and I'm curious to see how long she wants to wait this time before maybe trying to make a run at AM. It's always good to put your AM in check.
Yeah, definitely. And you mentioned different builds on IM in terms of going for a fast Battle Fury versus a fast Vanguard. Haven't really seen that Vanguard build recently, but it is kind of tried and true. Lets you get very combative if you want to play more of a fighting anti-mage, take an edge early on. You can use that to get a couple of kills, get involved in fights, and then transition into a Battle Fury, straight into a Manta style, depending on what you need for that particular game. Up top here, Tavo just goes right back to farm, and there's a double stack, and he's going to get a fair bit of the last hits here. Zeus trying to snipe what few he can. Down to the bottom lane, though, it's Willez that gets caught out. They tried it last time, and it didn't work. Now they catch him, and they find a kill.
Yeah, takes him on a muscle. Ooh, look at Susie. Jumps right in and makes a go on HFN. The charge is going to be there connecting from Dewey. There's the Sonic Wave, but it leaves him with one hit before being taken down. Susie has to finish the job she started, but can't get in there. No more mana. HFN is going to survive.
If they can find vision, maybe the Spirit Breaker can charge in.
There will be no vision. It's just too far up in the dark.
Great setup from Boreal there. Unfortunately, it backfires just a little bit. Such a close call. If they get that kill, the mid lane is just completely won for the Quap. It's already pretty much won now that they had to send the Storm back to the well, but still. That's pretty.
You could tell that she unleashed that Sonic Wave and thought that was going to be it, but it was just not enough. And HFN very thankful. Though pushing him out of the wave is still very, very good.
Yeah. So still the CS victory continues for the Dire side. You look at the gold graph, and it is Boreal with about a 750 gold and XP lead out of the gate. 40R still farming away on the anti-mage. 1700 gold squared up. The Radiance Courier also was picked off at some point, which I did miss, but it happened in that mid lane. Looks like just about a minute ago.
It was at the same moment they made their engagement when he made the jump onto Storm. The courier was right there making a delivery to Storm, so probably just got caught in the firefight. Maybe the one extra auto attack that would have finished off HFN was used to take down the courier, which, hey, that's still a big bonus, extra bit of gold, and now they don't have this courier. And in the early game is when it's most important. So.
Yeah, now look at King RD. He's got to help HFN just find this recovery farm. They kill some ogres, start working on the mud golems. Little bit of recovery here in this double stack, but very minor.
So back on Tiburon, top lane, the Boreal late gamer here playing your Spectre, just kind of having his own way. Third in net worth right now, matching with CS, 31-16. They're definitely feeling pretty comfortable right here. Doesn't even need a whole lot of extra help from Schwan as it is right now. Your Bat Rider has forfeited that lane, is now putting work in on the jungle, working through these 3 big stacks right now. Went with the Tranquils first and even got a wand along the way and is about 800 gold saved up. Just trying to make decent timing on a secondary grab of a Blink Dagger after those Tranquils. And we'll try to be a bounce back here for Pain.
Here we go, mid lane. HFN zips back. All right, he'll be okay. Willez TPing in, trying to make it happen. And no kill will come out. Still just 1-1. Everybody farming away.
Well, it's another time that HFN's going to have to walk back to base.
Yeah.
Away from the lane. He's level 6, barely level 6. You look at 747, he's level 8.
And he's literally walking. He's got no boots. He just picked them up.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
I gotta get in the base.
You mentioned Storm's been working out to lose some weight, and all this running back and forth is definitely burning some calories here. Only 24 last hits. You look at net worth, and Storm is just not where he needs to be. Queen of Pain doubling his overall net worth right now. This mid-game will be so difficult for Pain Gaming. Unless they take some sort of a big fight to turn things around. If Boreal get a little hyper-aggressive, maybe. But if things keep up, this Quap is just going to have everything she wants. Now a charge across the way. Bumps into King RD. That'll reveal it. And, oh, he actually gets stopped dead in his tracks, so he hexed up. They want to go on Dewey. There's your Earth Spike. Fissure comes in, but HFN finds a recovery kill. Okay, that'll get him back on the board. Much needed.
Bit ambitious right there from Dewey to try to make the charge across the map, but he walks across a couple of supports who have the disable to stop him in his tracks, and that's exactly what happened. So that's a recovery kill desperately needed there from HFN. I'm sure Susie not too happy about that. Already had a big advantage as it was, and now she looks to head elsewhere. This is about the time that I questioned in the first time he played Queen of Pain, when it was going to be the time for her to adventure out elsewhere and take advantage of already having her Sonic Wave at the ready. But
for Orchid Shadow Blade that game?
Yeah, he waited quite a bit, and then he got that Shadow Blade. That's when things got really exciting. So I'm curious if he's going to go for it again. I'm sure Pain Gaming expect it. They banned out the Queen of Pain in their first draft, so they have to know what's going on. But look at this charge top lane.
Yeah,
they're top lane. Tavo, and they go
That's an
down.
easy pick. In the mid, Quap again just finds this solo kill on Storm, unleashes the entire volley. Storm is just too damn weak. He doesn't have any stats outside of that null tally, and Quap's at this point now where she's 2 levels up on him and just has that burst potential.
She already has 1 Oblivion Staff. She's on really good timing to get a hold of a good Orchid. And at that point, she can even add pressure onto someone like 40R and take him down before he has the chance to get away. 40R, speaking of which, looking to advance forward, going straight for the Battle Fury.
Okay, so pretty good timing here. Just 1 piece away, about 1,000 gold. We'll have it at like the 11-minute mark-ish. That's a pretty damn good Battle Fury timing, even on brown boots, so... A lot riding on the back of this anti-mage, but it's not like this is coming for free. I mean, they're giving up a lot of farm on the Spectre to secure space for the anti-mage. Spectre did go phase boots. Aquila can fight if need be, but now the quest for the relic begins, I think. Oh, Dewey comes in. He gets he gets the double damage despite being hexed.
Haunt comes in, though, to help out, and now everyone looking to get involved. Susie gets a kill. Killing spree now as he's able to wipe down the line. HFN could be in trouble next. Can he get to the low ground? He doesn't have the mana. He goes down, but the deny coming out from Baga on the low ground. Very nice.
Now Susie wants vengeance.
Pays for it with
Deny that, Dazzle.
Deny that, asshole. Gets the kill, takes him down. Susie brings in more gold, almost completing the 2nd Oblivion Staff. And this is just looking good. The 3rd game straight, Boreal can be in a lane domination.
This is a little different from the other times, though. This is starting to transcend from domination to serious slapping around. I mean, Queen of Pain is one of your ultimate momentum heroes, and when she gets like a 12-minute Orchid, I mean, this is just disgusting. It'll be a little late in that, closer to 13, but still an unbelievable timing.
The standard.
Yeah, but ahead of the standard. HFN at least picked up his power treads. He did get that kill on the Spirit Breaker before that fight ended, so at least HFN did get something out of it, a little XP before he went down.
But look at the comparison. You're looking at a Storm Spirit who has yet to get a component of an Orchid, and you have a Queen of Pain who's about to have an Orchid.
Yeah, it's a pretty big difference. Quap now taking out a double stack of the jungle. Yeah, there's your 2nd Oblivion Staff secured.
My goodness. All right, well,
700 gold away.
What's the recovery here for Pain? Let's check on this Batrider.
That's their recovery.
I mean, that's the late game recovery.
Yeah, how is the Batrider?
But you got to get through a mid game as well. This is just the early game. What I consider early game. Once you get in the 15-minute mark, then we get the meat and potatoes of the game.
Even Tavo is struggling a little bit here. 1,900 gold at the 12-minute mark. He went for Tranquils and Magic Stick, but this is a pretty slow Blink Dagger, all things considered. We've seen a lot of Batrider today. We've seen some Blinks come out between 7 and 10 minutes as kind of a new standard here. This is much delayed compared to what came out earlier. But even Quap now finding level 11. You look at that hero chart, she's 2 levels up on anyone else in this game. This Sonic Wave will do so much damage. Nearly 400 pure damage coming out.
Put a Scream on top of that, a Shadow Strike plus the Orchid Burn. I don't think there's going to be many on the side of Pain Gaming that are going to be able to withstand the onslaught of Susie.
Yeah, there's your Blink Dagger on the bat, 12.5 minutes. Meanwhile, Tiburon, 2,100 gold on the Spectre. I don't know. Is this Anti-Mage really going to be able to stand up to the Spectre? I guess the ultimate challenge will come now that he has the Battle Fury. Can he get some stacks in the jungle to clear it out? The problem, though, is Bat Rider as well as the Storm both utilizing the jungle. There are no stacks for the Anti-Mage to jump to. Normally at this point, you'd want to have some big fatties to jump in, maybe have some Ancient stacks going, and he's got none of that. His supports have been frantically trying to salvage anything they can for this Storm, and that will hurt 4DR's bottom line.
They're smoked up. They want to make a jump on the Queen of Pain, but she's off doing the jungle farm. They might have to settle for Dewey here if they have the vision on him, which it looks like Dewey. They do for now. Is he worth the jump? They would rather get this Queen of Pain, but I don't think that's going to be an option.
They're trying to be patient.
There's the jump. They grab the cow. They pull him back into the meat grinder right here. Can they charbroil and barbecue him? They certainly can. Throw him on some buns with a mayo and mustard and a pickle, and you got a sandwich right there.
Oh, yeah. Finger of Death makes it easy. Storm straight. Hey, he gets a soul ring complete. There you go. Steps in the right direction for the Storm. And there's your Orchid. 13.5 minutes. The official timing for Susie. 747, whichever name you prefer. Hastrun bottled up and activated. Maybe it's time to get a little aggressive here.
The thing is the team fight just seems so good for Boreal. I mean, their 4-man fight game with Queen of Pain leading the charge as their like captain. Yeah. It just seems to be so potent. Plus, they have the luxury of a Spectre who could still get involved with the Haunt.
And now Zeus is 6. We haven't even seen the Wrath of the Thunder God
there
yet.
was a Zeus in the frickin' game up to this point, to be honest with you. No, but in all seriousness, now leaving level 6, he's happy to get involved from any and all fronts.
Dewey and Susie. Here we go. These couple of cuties here, they're smoked up, moving through the enemy jungle. They want to do something. No Nether Strike, but ooh, they find the Bat Rider.
What do we got here? What are you guys cooking up? I can smell some roasted neutrals nearby, but they do not know what's going on under the dark, and they're not finding anyone quite yet. On the way back, though,
they could very possibly go for the Anti-Mage. They go for the Storm.
Jump, bada bing, bada boom.
Wow.
And no Sonic Wave necessary.
He did use the Orchid, but no need to use the Sonic Wave. They'll probably wait 10 seconds. They could have a go on Anti-Mage here, though.
Oh, yeah.
Manta, of course, counters the Orchid, but there's a huge window here where Quap can really pick on this mohawked bastard.
Yeah.
Oh, top lane. Top lane. We got a lasso.
Holy moly. They get the pullback on the little Zeus right there, and they take him down.
Yeah, that fish gets fried up on the Firefly. 5-7. Some more momentum for Pain Gaming. Anti-Mage does TP out. He actually joins the party in the top. Wants to show off this Battle Fury in the bottom lane. Their gank attempt will be completely thwarted. But now a charge mid. They see Baga. They're going to rotate over, and it looks like this is where the next fight will break out.
Here we go, charging on forward. They hit Baga once. There's going to be the Yule, the Scream. He actually gets off the shallow grave. Now hopping in for a return. They make a go on the HFN. Thereafter, there's going to be the Sonic Wave. One more right click. Doesn't even matter as the Orchid's able to burn him down. Now Tava moves forward, gets the kill, taking down the cow. And all the meanwhile, it looks like they're able to bring down the Earthshaker.
The other
cow. Anti-Mage is able to drop him with the Mana Void.
Yeah, so it's a 2-for-2. Queen of Pain opting to hold the Orchid for the Storm there. I think it's the right call. They were hoping to burst down the Dazzle before he could Grave. Still worked out okay. TP rotation coming in from the Bat Rider. Picks a kill up on him, and now all of a sudden 40R getting that kill on the Earthshaker mid. He's level 11, 1,500 gold after his Battle Fury. His farm is looking pretty solid. Pretty far ahead of the the Spectre here. About 1,800 gold. The Spec with 3,400 gold will have a relic just around the corner. This is looking to be a pretty good timing for Tiburon on a completed Radiance as well.
Yeah. So even when you think that this Anti-Mage is still going to possibly be able to pull this back for Pain, you got to consider that the Spectre on the other side who's matching that farm and really becoming a bit of a problem. Plus has the assist gold on top of it. Being able to use this Haunt rune has allowed her to be a 004. Look at the other side for Anti-Mage. After that kill, he's able to bring in a 1-kill record to his 101. So, can't get involved quite as easy, obviously, but...
Alright, he goes for a Vlad's here, so that will slow down a potential Manta timing, but a good farming tool. Gives you that much-needed lifesteal. Now in the top lane, Tiburon caught by the lasso. Finger of Death brings them down, secures yet another kill for the Radiant. But the mid lane, 40R, he's getting charged. Orchid comes out, stops the blink. There's the ult from Zeus. Nether Strike gets charged up. They stop him from blinking again, but they don't have the damage. Another bash. He'll still make it away. The DOT, will it be enough? Negative earn. Yep, he's dead. No deny from Baga this time. He tried it, but he couldn't get it. Nice gank there.
So good trade that works out. Both cores go down from both sides with 2 different executed ganks. That last second Orchid to stop him from blinking away. So crucial.
And then the double dash from Dewey as well. They needed everything they had there to secure that one.
RNG in his favor for that one.
The difference, though, is I think Spectre might have lost a little bit more. Maybe not. Still 3,500 gold. Still looking at a well-timed relic. Anti-Mage had just picked up his Vlad's offering, so probably didn't have quite as much unreliable gold sitting around, but not a big disparity either way.
Tiburon, I imagine, is probably going to park himself up here to at least finish out the Radiance before he gets involved with too much thereafter after being dropped. Not something he was expecting. And he'll just have to make the best of it for now. King RD, though, very close to a Blink Dagger here on your Lion for Pain Gaming. Good tool to have for initiation to kind of get the party started. You already have Bat Riders able to make the jump. Having more of those options available certainly does not hurt. So you put together that Lion, Storm, Bat Rider. They definitely have everything they could ask for as far as getting the initiations they want. But hopefully they don't get caught out here. You have Susie already, eyes on bottom lane, but there's 3 Pain Gaming members nearby.
Susie goes on in, gets hexed right away. Tavo's there, Lasso's available. Susie in a lot of trouble. They bring her down. Mega kill streak ended. Baga gets credit. All of a sudden, Dazzle's got some gold to play around with. Now in the top lane, they find 4DR, doing what damage they can. Another strike's there. The ultimate from Zeus brings down the Anti-Mage. They trade 1 for 1 again, core for core. Ending that streak, I guess, makes it better for Pain, but still good news for Boreal as they strike back somewhere.
Good quick reaction from King RD. The second he scouts out and walks across the Queen of Pain, just instantly puts her down and, well, gets the assistance to get the follow-up to lock her in place. Same with the stop. Same with the top lane. The additional bashes plus the global Zeus right there is able to finish him. Because he's relatively squishy, you know, committing for this Vlad's Battle Fury build. He's just banking a lot on his passive to kind of prevent the heavy burst there, but he'll still eat a lot of damage. He's a frail boy, after all.
Blink Dagger up on the Earthshaker. Again, realize with this offlane Earthshaker, finding a pretty good timing on his Blink. He does it just on Brown Boots Bottle, so no Soul Ring. Does have some mana issues, but now that Blink Dunk online, something else Pain Gaming will have to keep on the back burner. Dazzle starting to stack up some Ancients for the Anti-Mage so his farm can start getting a little more out of control. Spectre is closing that gap. 900 net worth behind. Quap still queen of the castle, as Tiburon is just about a few creep kills away from that
Shadow
Radiance.
Amulet in the stash of Queen of Pain. It's going to be the Shadow Blade again here for
Same
Susie.
Build. It's damn good. We both questioned it, I think, the first time we saw it, but he played it exactly like a Quaswex Invoker would when he gets an Orchid. Just move into the enemy jungle, look for pickoffs all around, and last time it was a smashing success. See how it works here. He's also been a lot more active this match than he was in that game.
Yeah.
5-1 and 3 at the 20-minute mark.
Yeah, looking very sharp. Probably wants to secure the Shadow Blade before going on any more adventures. Doesn't want to get over reckless scouting out kills. That's where he got caught out in the bottom lane. Just want to kind of go back to square one and building up the farm. Meets toe-to-toe again with HFN here in the mid lane matchup. HFN, oh man, dunk on top of the Scream right there.
God.
There was a Storm Spirit there, but I think he's gone now. And that is just a quick man drop.
Evaporates under the burst damage. Yeah, that's a way to do it. Now Quap just 200 gold away from her Shadow Blade, and that's a Radiance now up on the Spectre. So Boreal can start using some of this global presence here. If they want to utilize that haunt, that Thunder God's Wrath.
I was trying to just click on Storm and see what he's got. What he had was problems, unfortunately. But Shadow Blade now complete on Queen of Pain. King RD showing off his blink. Jumps forward, gets the stun, gets the finger, and they evaporate him in return.
More
back and
burst
forth
damage.
we go.
Well, the difference this time is the top tier 1 tower for the Radiant goes down. Last hit does go to the Dire, so it gets split across the team. But now they get a tier 1. Anti-Mage gets credit for that one. So he's up to 2,100 gold now. Could have a Yasha on the horizon if that's where he wants to go next. Still continues to be this pretty even slugfest. Graph kind of jumping around all over the 0 mark. There's the Yasha on the Anti-Mage. Looks like we're in it for the late game again, Dakota. 22 minutes and both teams even, continuing to pound into each
They're
other.
going to grind it out till the bitter end here. It's the last game here of phase number 1, and we got to have a definitive winner here. It's been very close up to this point. Now charge happening out in bottom. There's going to be an initial stun lockdown. 40R. He's going to be able to get it away, or is he going to be locked in place? It's going to be the latter. Nether Strike is going to help secure that one. Dewey gets the kill, and AM goes down again. Now 1 and 3.
Yeah, tower denied. Now, Spirit Breaker is one of the more effective counters to Anti-Mage. We didn't talk about it in the draft. Hold that thought is up top. Susie comes in, Invisibility Rune, drops the hammer on the Storm. He does manage to Yules himself to buy some time. Now the Haunt from Spectre, the ult from Zeus, and the global presence is utilized. Spectre finds a pick on the Lion in the jungle as he realities into one of the Stray Illusions. Oh my, 3-0 across the map. All of a sudden, Boreal striking something fierce.
Yep, and it looks like they want to keep it going here. Bottom lane, a pretty weak and wounded tier 1 tower. They will be able to pop off the glyph for now. But this is the period of time when they're going to be able to secure a little bit of extra economy that's available there on the map. So with that, the objectives start coming, and that's what you want. You get some kills, you get some towers. You get some kills, you get some towers. You throw in a Roche here and there, and you got a formula for a good Dota game.
Oh yeah, now the Spec gets that casual vitality booster, so starting to tank up a little bit, and Tiburon will be coming online. Now, the point I wanted to make is Spirit Breaker very good against Anti-Mage. You can charge it from across the map, gives your team vision, so if he blinks into the tree line, you can still find him for skill shots, that kind of stuff. You also can't disjoint the charge. He loves to save that blink as a disjoint for like a Venge Stun, but Spirit Breaker comes charging in, you might even see it coming, but all you can do is turn tail and run, try and rendezvous with your friends. There's no way to stop him from coming. And that channel on the Nether Strike, man, we've seen how potent it is against Anti-Mage. It has secured many a kill this game.
Very good against those melee-style cores who love to be elusive, whether it's your Anti-Mage, whether it's your Slark. Spirit Breaker is the answer for that, and it's something you could definitely try out in your local pub.
At least Slark can pop that ulti to try to have a getaway. Anti-Mage doesn't have that luxury.
Oh, here we go.
Now
Dewey
charge in.
on the charge again.
On 40R. He wants the Anti-Mage.
All right, Global's going to be there. They got to know something's up. Stun's going to catch Dewey on the way in, though, and stops him in his tracks. And now Tavo's going to lasso him up, pull him back. And with the finger, they should be able to bring down the cow. He's still alive. He's good. Nether Strike, the long one from downtown, connects on the Dazzle and takes him down. Meanwhile, back and below, the rest of Pain Gaming retreat and get the hell out of there before Susie can cut him off at the pass.
All right, they all make it out except the Dazzle, but boy, that is one meaty cow. He just picked up that Ogre Club working towards his BKB, and frankly, I'm a little surprised he survived that. He's got a lot of strength, so I shouldn't be, but they dropped a lot to try and bring him down.
They certainly did. Lasso and finger. Couldn't even get him. Susie blinks past, doesn't even want to stop off for the bounty rune. Just needs to make a quick escape and step away. As trouble was nearby, but
things will get easier for Pain Gaming coming up very soon. 40R on the Anti-Mage, closing in on the Manta. 2,000 gold plus the Yasha. He is just about there, actually now up to 2,400. He's just about there. And that is when this cute Orchid on the Queen of Pain will become a lot less effective. Though they still have Mr. Spirit Breaker, the Space Cheeseburger. Try and make it happen.
Ooh, jump onto Tiburon, catches with the Yules.
He's got the ult though. Does he go for it?
The ult goes off, but can they burst him down in time? They can't. Where is he?
He jumps to the Dazzle. Now he's trying to make the escape. King RD's there. Blink Dagger's being broken, but there's a Hex. Tavo cuts him off, and yeah, nowhere for the Spec to go. A noble effort from Tiburon. Zeus ults for good measure. A lot of low health heroes. If only there was a Spirit Breaker.
No,
I meant to say Bloodseeker. Spirit Breaker comes in. Dazzle goes down again. Susie's here. Lasso now on to Dewey. And Willez comes in. That'll be the end of the lasso. And just a 1-for-1 Dazzle for Spec.
Where is our Queen of Pain in these kind of engagements? Couldn't quite get there in time for either of those big breakouts, and now diverts back to the bottom lane to keep farming up. So with that, they end up making another trade. It's one that does work to the benefit of Pain Gaming, taking down that precious Spectre. Almost made it out, but quick reaction there from the support staff of Pain Gaming and King RD to get a hold of her and take her down before help could come.
Absolutely.
Ooh, long jump, but Queen of Pain already heads out. HFN really trying to put to use that Yules. Did not go down the road of an Orchid, and I kind of like this because you can get jump-in setups like we saw already in the top lane. Moving in, you cast the Yules on the way, And then if you are caught with the Orchid, you can self-heals to get out of it. But here we go. Willie's now going to get trapped, blasted with the finger and taken down. It's KotLGuy getting the kill, dropping your Earthshaker. And now Pain Gaming advanced forward now 12 to 17 as far as kills, but it doesn't stop there. Dewey looking to interject. Oh, just the tit connects right there on the Earth Spikes. He's going to get locked down and focused. HFN dishes out the right click. Oh, an air ball with the flame break, but that doesn't matter. They end up taking him down regardless. He's not going to be able to charge away, and now it becomes a 2 for none.
Very sloppy from Boreal. Spirit Breaker even hitting the neutrals there, just lingering around a little bit longer than he needed to. With 2 dead, Pain Gaming move into the Roche pit. This is Roche number 1 here as we approach the 30-minute mark. Anti-Mage, Manta Style online, just tanking up the Roche. Easy peasy with that Vladimir's offering. And this should be an Aegis going the way of Pain. They're starting to reclaim a lot of lost footing here, Dakota. The gold graph moving in their favor and may actually move to their advantage after Roche goes down.
Yeah, no contention. No one can really stop him, obviously. It's going to be an easy, quick grab for him.
There you go.
Gaming get themselves right back into this, and they step back. Boreal, no, we're hoping not to be too quiet by this time in the game. This is when they really want to unleash their fury and allow Spectre to be the one to kind of take it home. Your Queen of Pain had a nice prominent start. I haven't seen the last time she's been able to throw together a kill.
Yeah.
Sitting on 5 for quite a while now.
I have to say, HFN has really recovered well. You talked about that Orchid on Storm as it has the easy build-up, gives you that reset tool, but he has 4,000 gold to spend all of a sudden. You look at his net worth, he's not really that far behind the Queen of Pain, who was completely shitting on him 20 minutes ago in this game.
So what do you get with this huge lump sum of gold? I mean, I guess he's going to finish out his Bloodstone. He already has the Soul Ring, and it certainly would help to have the quick comeback.
That seems most likely. I mean, Orchid is out of the question. BKB an option, but there's still a lot of physical damage. I think the Bloodstone is the choice, but no, he picks an ultimate orb. Does he just go straight Scythe here? Maybe Lincoln's is what he's thinking. Could be a good Lincoln's game.
Lincoln's could be quickly popped, though, from Spirit Breaker globally,
That's true.
mind
global
you. And
Lincoln's
Zeus
Breaker
also has quick ways to remove it.
All right.
Probably just going to be...
I mean, the fast Scythe, I think, is a good choice here. Just a little atypical. Charge forward from Dewey onto a creep. Okay. Boreal grouped up in the mid, but lasso. On to Dewey. Boreal. They want to fight, though. There's your haunt from Spectre. Where's the reality? BKB used by the Bat Rider. And that'll be at the end of it. The Spec doesn't even join the party. It's just an ulti.
No, actually almost brought down KotLGuy, but wasn't close enough and wasn't safe enough to commit to finish off without making it out, safely. So with that, just gonna throw out the haunt as a bit of harassment, maybe hoping to help the Bat Rider get something finished, but not going to be the case. Pain walk away from that big ultimate, a couple of ultimates, and we'll be fine.
All right. Spectre heads back to safety. Down bottom, Susie moves into the tree line. Has an ultimate orb of her own. Could be that Scythe on the way out for the Quap. I think that was the build he did last time. Just go for the double disable your Orchid and your Hex. Gives you an initiation tool against someone like the Anti-Mage, and then you can always drop the silence on the Lion or the Bat Rider. Lock him down a little bit more.
Zeus pops out the ultimate, so they get an idea as far as what Pain Gaming are exactly up to, because it's Pain Gaming who are wanting to control the tempo of this game at this point. They have the Aegis still in hand here for 4DR, who is now knocking on the tier 2 in the mid lane. Boreal, do they consider going for a mounted defense here, or do they just have to sack it, stall out the game a bit, and just wait to see where Pain Gaming want to go from here?
Looks like they sack it. No movement towards this tier 2 tower. Down she goes. HFN on the Storm gets the last hit. And all of a sudden, he's got the gold for a Scythe. He'll walk up to the secret shop here and bada boom, bada bing. That's a Scythe of Vice. Add another Hex to the arsenal of Pain Gaming. That's a pretty big item pickup.
That's a really big item pickup. And you're looking at Spectre with no BKB, obviously. Queen of Pain, no BKB. He'll be able to get the jump in and have the upper hand on whoever that may be. And on top of that, you already have a lasso to help set things up. KotLGuy is pretty mobile on his line with the Blink Dagger. This could be scary for Boreal. They don't have a lot of defenses. They've been going more on the assault as they approach the mid-game, but that assault kind of came to a bit of a stall here ever since Pain came out on top and were able to sneak in that Roche. It hasn't been Boreal who've been very aggressive. Not with this kind of a lineup, which we were anticipating a lot of it. They've had to have been put on hold for now.
Yeah, the Anti-Mage is really starting to farm well. Again, these graphs kind of all over the place, but moving in forward or in favor of Pain Gaming as things continue on. Charge onto the Anti-Mage. He does have the Aegis of the Immortal, so they're not going to be too afraid. Charge gets canceled, and Pain kind of regroup. Boreal starting to make movements towards that top tier 2. Looks like that's where things will settle down for now. Batrider looking for a blink initiation here.
Oof.
Heart Recipe is on the courier for Anti-Mage, so he is just going big boy. Gonna get a little meat on those bones.
I mean, it's identical, probably, itemization here for both Spectre and AM, you know, considering not the Radiance or Battle Fury. From here on out, they're both going Manta. They're probably both going to go Heart thereafter. Looking to get a bit of the same here. And it depends which one really comes out on top. You got to remember, you always have Dispersion on the side of Spectre. Uses that Heart so effectively.
Yeah, I think if they're both completely capped out 6-slotted, Spectre is the harder carry, but the power of Anti-Mage isn't when he hits that critical mass. It's how quickly he can hit critical mass with his Battle Fury, with his mobility blinking around. This is his big window to shine. He's well up on the Spectre. There's going to be another 10-15 minutes or so where Anti-Mage is farming really fast, is still pretty strong. Then he'll hit that brick wall, and if Pain Gaming can't do some crippling damage by then, that's when Spectre will find that resurgence towards the late game. They have a pretty interesting kind of power curve if you were to graph when they're strongest.
Their peaks are definitely at interesting points. Later in the game, Spectre, you know, can always have that buyback, haunt, return, refresher, haunt action.
But then AM has that possibility for just a completely crippling mana void that devours your whole team. So they just have completely different skill sets, and only time will tell, Dakota.
We'll probably get to that point. We'll probably see the two Titans go toe-to-toe eventually. I mean, if as the games have gone thus far, both these teams are kind of ready to take it to the bitter end to find out who's going to be moving on here. And they've both definitely proven their worth, pulling out some upsets along the way. It's just a matter of what team's going to take it to the next big test and go through the gauntlet of Phase 2.
Susie now has a Scythe of Vice of his own, so the Queen of Pain now matching the Storm on that front. But this Quap has just been so quiet. He picked up the Shadow Blade, and I just feel like he hasn't really done enough with
the Shadow Blade yet.
I mean, maybe that's just Pain Gaming, knowing what he likes to build, having some respect here. You'll see 40R TP out. Good map sense there as the Space Cow starts to charge over. So maybe it's more of Pain Gaming not really giving him good openings. I mean, to be fair, they have stayed pretty grouped up. They've taken a page out of the Buddy System book.
Yeah, definitely. And who they have in lane is almost a baited opportunity as they have help nearby. Like here, bottom lane Storm out in front, but they have both King RD and Baga nearby just in case. On the other side of the world, we have Boreal moving in from the north, adding pressure now in this tier 2. We could see just a good old classic trade. I say that, but already Pain Gaming rotate towards that top.
Zeus ult gets the intel, so utilizing the vision. They know exactly what Pain are up to. They see all the heroes coming back. It'll be tower for tower. Quap and AM get the last hits, and almost an interrupted TP there, but not quite, Tavo. Close call. Now they're going for the Anti-Mage. Charge down bottom. Radiant, they don't have TPs.
Manta at the last second.
And yeah, no follow-up. 40R is okay.
It was just too far at that point, even blinking forward and rushing in with Shadow Blade. Susie was not going to be able to make it in time. So we'll have to sit back and wait for now. 13-17. Our net worth graph has gone right back in favor of Pain Gaming, 3K, and the XP is even bigger, about 6 to 7K in favor of Pain.
Another mid-game stalemate here, but Pain finally starting to get active. They've got a Firefly Batrider ready. Lasso coming in, blinks onto Willis, and there's a finger. That is a dead Earthshaker. It's a matter of seconds, and he evaporates from the battlefield. AM, just look at this farm. He's got a heart with another 3,500 gold to spare. My, oh my.
Can't knock on that too much. Just an easy lasso finger and allow 40R to kind of clean up. And this is going to be the 40R who's going to hope to take Pain Gaming to Phase 2. Now adding pressure on the top tier 2 tower. Boreal might need to take a page out of the Pain book and look to a strong high ground defense to try to bring this game back. How's Spectre doing? Tiburon on the bottom hand side has about 2,800 gold, still trying to finish out maybe that heart, but needs to also be sure to hold some buyback in reserve. Now look at 40R in high ground territory, hitting this tier 3.
Yep, he'll get charged out, blinks back to safety. He'll try to TP home. Ooh, maybe just baiting it out. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, they get a kill on Quap. Storm Spirit locks her down with the Hex. Now back to the top lane. Anti-Mage is still here. He's got some support behind him. There's a Bat Rider without a lasso, but it's up in just a couple of seconds. Trying to bait somebody out of the base so Bat can jump on him. With the Quap dead, this does present a pretty big window for Pain to do some damage. There is no buyback available on Queen of Pain. Of course, they don't know that, but this is a time for them to start doing some chip at the base. Roche not up for another half minute or so.
Yeah, they might scout it out and hold out for the Roche while they can. Keep most of Boreal kind of with their hands full here in the top lane. So they ping it out right now. King RD is going to turn in. See that's not there. And we'll have to see how long they want to wait. Getting a hold of this Aegis would help secure them into breaching that high ground and doing the first real damage inside the Boreal base.
Alright. Pain Gaming taking out all those outer towers, and the graph still moving up, up, up into the Radiant's favor. Now AM getting some of the lockdown. He's got a basher with 2,100 gold. Rest assured, KotLGuy, he's going for that Abyssal Blade. He wants the big stun. He wants the lockdowns. He wants to cut through those BKBs when they come out. Right now, the Spirit Breaker, the only one that has one, but it's just a useful stun to have regardless.
It's Roche time! So 40R in there getting it started, but there goes the ultimate of Zeus. They know exactly what's happening. Can they do anything about it? Charge gonna fly on in. They are ruthless to go in there and contest. Charge gonna connect on Tavo, the Nether Strike thereafter, and they force Pain up to the high ground to get away. Baga in trouble, TP out last second, and now Tiburon gets zapped, taken down. Spectre gonna be dead. And 40R self-Yules, avoids the Echo Slam. He's going to be safe, dodges out the fissure as well. Another Yules flies out online. Here comes HFN, buys back, jumps into the battle to clean house. Double kill for Schwan on the Zeus as he zaps down another, but Will Ease is going to be taken, and they are going to look to clean up. Oh, cannot catch Zeus. 3 go down all day. 40R goes right back in the pit to finish what he started.
There was only one winner of that fight, and his name is Anti-Mage. Even though they had to buy back on the Storm to make that happen, Boreal get a small net worth gain. It's the Anti-Mage who has completely erupted. Now this net worth graph out of control. Nearly 8.5k, 9,000 net worth ahead of the Spectre here. They'll secure a Roche. This will be an Aegis coming to the Radiant side. It feels like they just don't have an answer for 40R right now. HFN will get an Aegis, so they'll have this Storm Spirit ready to cruise around and have a second life. He's also got a Bloodstone now with 8 charges on it.
Yep, there's the Roche. Finish off, Aegis grabbed up, handed over to Storm Spirit who can really utilize it. Pain Gaming, gotta feel pretty good at this point. They get back-to-back takedowns, dropping down the Quap, come out big in that engagement, taking out the Spectre. And pretty much were just very elusive in their positioning, and it works out to their benefit. Now they can start adding pressure inside the base here. Boreal still have 8 more seconds before Quap.
There were a few misplays in that fight. One of them yuling the Anti-Mage when they had that big bout of damage on the way. The Echo. Oh, HFN. He's going to throw away this Aegis. Oh my, he hangs around a bit too long, but this could be the beginning of a good fight for Pain. They lock down the Quap right as HFN comes back to life. They get the kill on her. Now the Spirit Breaker goes down. Buyback on the Spirit Breaker straight away, but Mana Void finishes off the Spectre, does decent damage to Juan. Blink back from the Anti-Mage as he is getting charged. Huge fight for Pain. They trade the Aegis for 3 plus a buyback. What started as a certain misplay from the Storm ends up a brilliant victory for Pain Gaming.
Calculated. He knew that was going to happen, and he was playing on that from the get-go, I'm sure. But no, with all joking aside, ends up working beautifully in their favor. Now they even get the buyback out from Spectre, and it seems like that's more than enough for them to pull away. Or is it? Maybe they hang around?
They will back out and reset. They'll at least respect the power of the Spectre. No Quap for 40 seconds, still no buyback. I think they're starting to be suspicious. If she had it, she would have blown it. Willez goes down, the Haunt comes out straight away. Storm inside of the Yule Scepter buys him a little bit of time. Tavo taking big damage. Can Pain make it out without too many casualties? They've lost Bat Rider, Dazzle, and now a lot of low health heroes on the run. They Yule up a Spectre Illusion, and 40R. Okay, now they've lost their Lion. Can he live here? He's got to blink back to safety. Boreal hold. They get 3 kills. They do hang on to their base, but boy is it costly with all those buybacks.
Trying to get the Nether Strike was Dewey right there. Now has charges up, and can't really get to use it. So they do end up putting up a fairly good defense, trading a 3 for 2. Though they have to expend their Spectre buyback to do so. They get to see their tier 3 still stand, and they can hold their base for now. And Aegis has already been used, so we're back to square one.
Well, so square one, except
for the farm advantage that Pain have.
And a whole lot of buybacks on cooldown. Maybe that's the bigger storyline here. You've got Spectre and the Spirit Breaker on cooldown, and then also the Spectre. So, or pardon me, also the Storm Spirit. His will be coming up about 2 minutes before theirs will. So, if Pain can find another good team fight like that, they could maybe look towards the high ground as an option, as there will be quite a few heroes stuck in the grave. Anti-Mage about at that critical mass point. He can dump the Vlads, and then maybe move into a Butterfly, then BOTs to round things out. But this is that window here, KotLGuy, where 40R's got huge farm, but he's capped out, and they need to use this window to do a lot of damage.
They have time to work with, though. Spectre has been kind of caught in this pickle of farm where she's already had the committed Vipe booster and has been stuck on that 2K mark. Already had to invest a big chunk of change to get the buyback. Now is back and alive, but has no buyback, so could try to build up some farm to finish out the heart and be able to buy out. But that's not going to be happening. The pressure continues to build up on the high ground. Oh, jump in Nether Strike trying to get Tavo and gets blasted with the Sonic Wave. Follow up from the Global. There's a dunk on forward. They immediately take out 3. Boreal's chance to take this game back is in a moment as they get the Yules and get the lockdown on the 40R. They can take him down. Oh, long ball connection. Blake across the seas.
What is this
kill?
Game?
5-man drop. It's Boreal who make the comeback.
What? Completely the other way. It's Pain Gaming knocking on the front door. Boreal forced to dig deeper and a buyback on their Spectre. Then they take a 7,500 net worth trade team fight. 5 for 0. Look at that gold graph, for Christ's sake. It's just a nosedive down towards the bottom. What an initiation. They break the smoke. Bat Rider goes cruising on in like, hey, I own this town. I'm coming on in. And Dewey says, not on my watch. Hits him with a Nether Strike, and that just starts off this spiral of unfortunate events for the Radiant. They do have a few buybacks here. Anti-Mage, the important one, he may be forced to burn it. He's actually the only buyback. Glyph comes out. Can Boreal do it here?
Boreal just in such a good position. Really caught Pain Gaming off guard to the definition. They were just not expecting that, and they just took full advantage of it. Tier 3 eats a lot of damage, almost brought down, but they can't quite get it finished. Boreal, man, very disciplined play. They step back and away. They second to see some sort of mounted defense. They'll walk away with their winnings and try to use that as a way to pull this game back even.
22 to 28. It's still Pain Gaming with the net worth and experience edge, but oh my god, not much. That graph just updated again. It's only a 2,000 net worth lead, and XP is even. Yeah, that huge gold lead they had for themselves has just now evaporated. What a turn of events. I don't know that I saw that one coming, but the global presence of the Dire seems quite potent. Now Earthshaker with 3,000 gold. You've got a Spectre with a Heart of Tarask. Queen of Pain picks up a full BKB after that fight. BKB plus 3k gold up on Spirit Breaker. Even the Zeus, he's looking towards probably a refresher with that Voidstone Ags, Yules, and another 1,500 gold. The bottom line of Boreal is way in the green.
This is where it gets scary. We already mentioned a couple of times, AM is great and all, but there could be a period where the comeback from the back of a Spectre could just overshadow anything that AM's been working on up to this point. So, fearing not giving anything away, Pain Gaming need to really second guess their commitments and where they want to make their engagements happen. Getting caught out like that again could be just devastating.
Yeah. So, Roche could be the focal point of this match, as it was in the earlier matches in this series. Still a while before he's coming up, so I don't know, Dakota. I think we might need to buckle in for the farm. The stalemate continues now that both sides have mutually wiped each other without any kind of Roche advantage. It seems like both sides pretty happy to stay on their quadrant of the map, at least for now.
Yeah. I mean, we were talking about passive stuff before. This is just where things get a bit quiet and awkward. Like, Pain Gaming, oh, we thought we had this game in the bag. What the hell was that? Now we gotta really second guess what we want to do and try to be one step ahead. As far as Boreal making the comeback play, This is a situation they haven't really been in. The last 2 games, it was them up and ahead. Game number 2, they were able to finish what they started with a very formidable lineup. This game, they have a solid lineup, and they have the big comeback play. So, man, oh, man.
Yeah. Okay. So who will be the ones that choose to get aggressive here? That's kind of the question on my back burner. Now that it's pretty even, we're starting to get towards this point.
Oh, Dewey.
Oh, there it is. Dewey in some trouble, but Haunt comes out from the Spectre. There's your ult from Zeus. Huge damage on this Radiant side. Baga graves himself. Now the Sonic Wave from Susie. They trade Spirit Breaker for Lion. Now the Dazzle goes down. Tiburon doing huge damage. Finishes off the Bat Rider. Now HFN BKB tries to scoot out, and the Anti-Mage will blink away. Fissures off the mark. It's a 2 for 3, and Boreal are the ones that take another successful team fight, though it is by a hair.
Yeah, that was a mess. I don't know how else to describe it. They threw fists, got a couple of connections to the better for Boreal here. They're hoping on a short timer so that maybe they can capitalize by grabbing up a Roche. It is a pretty short timer, about 30 more seconds. It should be up and ready to go. But by that point, all of Pain Gaming will be back and ready with a Bat Rider at that. And 40R just trying to make the best of these fights, but that's as good as it gets for him unless he wants to start swapping out some of these items. I mean, maybe just getting rid of Power Treads to bring in Boots of Travel, but outside of that, he is at his potential.
Yeah, he went for the BKB to replace the Vlads. I mean, he needs BOTs, but you're right. It doesn't get much better than this for the Anti-Mage. The only part that of him that scales now is the Mana Void. As the Quap continues to get a bigger mana pool, Zeus as well. That hurts a little bit more, but still a lot of room for this Spectre to go. Still holding on to an Aquila and a TP Scroll. Those are 2 items that can be dumped out for something that packs a little bit more of a punch.
Yeah. 4.4k to hold towards that. Obviously needs to be reserving the buyback just in case. We'll see if it's going to be like the Refresher get up.
Yeah, Refresher, very good. Something like a Scotty could be okay as well. Just get you the big stats.
Maybe a Butterfly.
Yeah, Butterfly also good on Spectre.
You see what Anti-Mage has got, and he does not have an MKB.
Yeah, now he is out of slots. They're going for the Roche here. This is very risky for the Radiant. They do have vision control here. They've got the ward on the high ground. Bat Rider catches Willez, brings him down. Spectre does not have a Haunt. Oh, there it is. He's just used it. Whoops.
He jumps on in. They get the quick kill on your Earthshaker, who is going to buy back and look to TP in there.
But Storm's dead. So is the Lion. That Haunt was huge.
Such big damage from the Spectre. Simply, and the dispersion too, mind you, reflects so much damage back. Tavo! Shut down, force forward, dunk, slap on the back end. Willie's back from the grave, gets that kill, and gets a bit of redemption right there. A 2-for-1 trade with the buyback, and now it's Boreal who are going to be able to move into the pit and get the Aegis.
Wow, that was so risky from Pain. They thought they were safe because they had this ward up on the high ground, but it just completely backfired. Now Aegis and Cheese go the way of Boreal. Don't you hate that when you're expecting an ultimate and you look up right when it's cast and see that, oh, it's still on cooldown. I wonder when it's coming. Oh, god damn it, he just used it. Now, that was my experience starting off that fight there, but the moral of the story is Spectre's at this point where he can just press R and somebody's dying. Lion just evaporated from basically the Haunt alone. That's what got him down so low.
That's what really tests your team as well. When you're trying to formulate a good fight to engage and take the best of it, but then you have a Haunt pop out on your ass and it's just constantly hitting you. You're trying to deal with those illusions.
It's just so chaotic, too.
Keep your eyes on the prize at the same time. That's where you really get tested as a team.
Absolutely. It's tough to wade through all those illusions, especially when you're one of the squishier supports. You're Dazzle, you're dying fast, you don't really want to grave yourself, but sometimes you have to.
You can't blink in there, your Storm's even eating a lot of damage, maybe you're helping out your supports with their illusions that they can't really take care of themselves.
Yeah.
Things get frantic pretty freaking fast when the Haunt comes out.
Yeah, Storm down to 7 Bloodstone charges. Not quite ideal here for HFN. His snowball is starting to melt a little bit. Anti-Mage, 4,000 gold up, still has not picked up the BOTs. At this point, pulling for buyback is quite the priority. The only one on cooldown is the Earthshaker, as we saw in that fight around the Roche pit. Well worth it to secure the Roshan. We didn't comment on it, but Aegis went the way of Susie on the Quap, and it is the Spectre who picks up the cheese. BKB out on Spectre now, so they're both wrong. Looks like the Magic community is where Tiburon wants to go.
Usually Spectres don't typically go down the road of grabbing a PKB because you want to be reflecting back a lot of that damage with your dispersion, but sometimes there's just too much lockdown. And
yeah, I think it's more for the lockdown.
You want to make sure the Storm doesn't kind of do whatever the hell he wants on your ass. You just got to stop it right there. So if it's worthy of that, then at the back end of the fight, after your BKB goes down, your dispersion will be able to clean things up. Boreal got to be feeling very comfortable at this point. I mean, we're looking at a graph that was once a 12k net worth lead for Pain. Back the other way, they make the jump on the Tavo. The Bat Rider could be taken down, but HFN comes in, gets the pull on the Dewey, but it's too late. He's got to get the hell out of there, but can he make it away? Baga trying to. TP out will be successful on the back of a self-grave.
Tiburon's just a beast. Look at him cruising on in.
Through everyone right now. Moving forward, Scream flies on out.
This is scary. They get a tier 2 tower. Lion and Bat Rider stuck in the grave. No buyback on either. Aegis and Cheese still in tow. This should be a lane of barracks for Boreal. Sure, they're low on ultimates, but it doesn't matter. So are Pain. Finger and Lasso weren't used, and they won't be available for another 50. Oh my. Boreal, don't try for the high ground here. KotLGuy, why the hell not?
Uh-oh, Dewey charges mid lane, and now he's the one getting charged on. Electrically charged on, if you will. HFN pulls him right back, starts dishing out quick right clicks, Mana Void.
Nice
Mana
Void.
Scuffs that one off. Actually gets off the Nether Strike. They can't bring down the cow, and he brings it back and takes down HFN. Godlike for Tiburon. Oh my god, 40R barely able to make it away. Or will he? BKB in desperation to walk out or blink out. And he makes it out.
Wow, he just fought that BKB. It's already down to 7 seconds. Boreal may try to push now. Tier 3 tower pretty low in the mid, but now the Bat Rider and the Lion are cooling down. Again, another one of these plays that starts off as what looks to be kind of a misplay from Boreal ends up working so much in their favor. I don't even think you can predict that. Spirit Breaker barely living ends up being the best bait they've had this game. Now Storm, the only one in the grave, does have a buyback. Wants to hold it as long as he can, but I think he's going to have to use this one here.
Tier 3 drops, Rax exposed, Susie flaunting off that Aegis, happy to be the one in front, dishing out the right click. Now Tiburon looks to get involved. Storm still out, not using buyback for 18 more seconds. There's the jump and lasso to get the pull onto Tiburon here, who still has the cheese, gets bursted down. Will he eat it? No! Gets blown up. Buyback is available. Haunt is not. Or it is available if he wants to buy back in Haunt and back into the fight.
Dewey.
Not going to look to use it just yet. Dewey's going to get chopped down there. And the rest of Boreal are going to get the hell out while they can. If they can. Willis is not going to be so lucky. Trapped in the corner, and he will be murdified.
Oh my. That lasso completely isolated the Spectre, and poor Dewey. He went charging in there thinking, I will save you, good sir. As soon as he got to the enemy heroes. Well, Lion's going to go down to the power of the Zeus. As soon as he got there, his friend dies, and they just turn around on him, and he goes, oh, shit, I don't want to be here anymore. And he tries to cancel the charge and turn around and run. And he just gets abyssal to the face and brought down. It was a noble effort to help his friend, I have to admit, but did backfire. Now, all of a sudden, it's Pain that have a 4-on-2 advantage. Storm did have to buy back there, but they're looking towards the high ground. Anti-Mage picks up a Butterfly. He sells his boots for Butterfly. He now has no way to move around the map, no TPs. This is very risky. This is close to an all-in play here. There is a buyback on the Spectre, as well as the Space Cow. He buys back, charges 4DR. He gets bashed. There's your Orchid. There's your Nether Strike. BKB's used. Do they have the damage for 4DR? No. He turns onto Dewey. Lasso onto Juan. They might have the damage here. Susie in the backlines, but he's getting low. HFN now hexed up. They blow him up with a Sonic Wave. Anti-Mage lives, but it's a dieback on the Storm Spirit, who's now down to an abysmal 4 charges on his Bloodstone. Barracks, stay standing.
Stay standing. They do manage to get out a couple of buybacks. It's also a dieback for your Spirit Breaker, and Spectre was forced to buy back out. So now they don't have the luxury of coming back for that secondary life.
Well, look at that gold grab, Dakota. She's on her way back up. The roller coaster continues.
The summit that we've gone beyond for sure. Look at that thing. It's like a Hershey kiss, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It's about to make another one.
Well, we'll see if that's going to be the case. Boreal probably don't want to be letting anything go for free here, and might consider going back into a passive turtle state if it means waiting out and hoping that they can make another go at the Aegis. But I imagine the same thing could be in consideration here for Pain. Obviously, you have to wait out for Storm Spirit to come back. And they don't want to risk moving too far forward. They already invested so much here into 40R. Fully 6-slotted to the point where he's completely naked from ankles below. No way to get mobile across the map except for a blink. So, we'll have to see as they look to hold back. Pain Gaming just keep together while they can and look to stall out. 29-39. We're getting to another hour-long matchup here in game number 3, the final game here.
It's all on the line, baby.
Summit 3, Phase 1. The winner of this moves on to Phase 2.
And the loser goes home with a handshake. Dakota, we can understand why it's such a tense game, why these teams are playing so cautiously. This is the game to pull out those strats, but it's a 5-hero smoke through the mid. 4DR blinks forward, does reveal it. Remember, he's on this bootless strat. Pain want to end this game while they can. Is this the final fight, Dakota?
We'll find out in just a moment, but we'll have to see. Pain Gaming, Dance for now, out in the front, smoked up so they don't give any sort of excess vision. They could make the jump. 40R could be caught out here. BKB going to be popped as Dewey jumps in with another strike. Meanwhile, HFN gets the pull onto Susie. Back on the left-hand side, Tiburon going toe-to-toe with 40R. Locked in place. Your Spectre could go down. It will go down. 100 seconds, no buyback.
Same with the Storm, though. He also died 80 seconds in the grave. It's actually a pretty even exchange. Both sides expend all of their ultimates. They kill one of each other's cores. Okay. Oh my god, that's a triple kill from the well. What? Oh,
did he just get that and use it?
I think he did. So I was going to say, yes, he did.
Double buyback. They're going to blitz back towards the other side. Tavo boots a travel to the mid lane, but they make the jump already into 40R. He gets held up, pulled back. Oh.
All right, he's still alive. Heart of Tarrasque will start to regen up. Here's the reinitiation. Bat Rider on the way in. No lasso for another 10 seconds. There is a finger available on the Lion. All these buybacks. Pain Gaming. Are they starting to tilt here? It feels like they're going all in, but is this the time to do it? They know Spectre's stuck in the grave for a minute. They want crippling damage here, but they're sacrificing a lot to do it. Now they make it to the high ground. Tabo comes in. BKB lasso onto Susie. Do they have the damage? The Abyssal's off cooldown. They lock him down. It's a dead Quap. They killed the Lion, though. Another 1-for-1. They've got the Abyssal on Dewey, but a Yules to lock the Anti-Mage up in the air. Tabo on the run. It's Anti-Mage getting beat by Willez on the backside. Tabo could still live here. It looks like he will. The Anti-Mage might not be so lucky. Charged, Hex, and brought down. He's dead again, but he has a buyback.
He does have a buyback. Boreal are going to blitz because back the other way we go. They got to get to the Radiant side and force out that buyback. Desperate to keep these waves outside of the base. You see Mr. HFN jump towards the top to clear it on out, and they want to do a bit of the same everywhere else. Boreal, though, maybe they know. Roche could be up in hand. It is up. It's a DD rune right by the Roche pit. Oh, Ice Frog, thank you so much. They clean that one out. Susie grabs it, and they begin to go to work here. And Aegis would be a big grab on a buyback hero that doesn't have the buyback at the ready.
Susie doesn't have the space for it. Juan, I guess he can take an Aegis. I don't know that he's the best for it. Maybe the Spirit Breaker at this point takes it. Dump that TP scroll. There are some serious slot issues at this point.
Susie drops down her Shadow Blade and wants to take it.
Okay, Shadow Blade on the ground. Spirit Breaker will take it for him. Aegis goes to Susie, and again, Cheese goes to the Spectre. There are still no barracks down in this game except the one melee barracks in the mid. Not even a completed lane of barracks down yet.
And our other two games this series, now there'd be one, maybe two sets of racks downs on either side, and it'd be one team trying to pull out the final hurrah and comeback, but this game, this is a game 3. Back and forth we go. My God.
Game 3. Oh my. So, waiting for that refresher on the Zeus to cool down. That is their big damage dealer. It's going to be up in about 30 seconds. I mean, just the double Thunder God's Wrath alone takes this entire Radiant side to like half health.
It's a haunt with Radiance and a double ultimate from Zeus.
I remember, he picked it up at the tail end of that last fight after it was basically lost. Now that they have it, I feel like Boreal have the tools at their disposal to take this next big team fight. But as always, it comes down to initiation.
This is just phase 1.
I hope this is a precursor
for phase 2 or even Summit. These two unknown teams to most people really showing their worth here, making everyone really sweat it out going through long passive defensive periods just to have a swell of a team fight like that. And I'm expecting nothing less than what could be potentially the final hurrah here at any moment.
This is a tsunami of a this is just I'm getting beyond words here. We're 62 minutes in, 45-31. Do we dare look at this gold graph? Oof. It's dipping back in favor of Boreal. Actually, the biggest gold lead they've seen this game, though. At this point, the graph is pretty much meaningless with all these cores capped out. AM has BOT sitting back at the well. He just has nowhere to go. I guess you can dump the Battle Fury at some point, but you really want that cleave damage for the team fights.
This is just that point of the game where you start thinking literally to the next level. Do you hold out the buyback, go in, move buyback, then haunt to get back in there, preserve, hope that they spend everything on the first kill and make your buyback count?
Yeah, I mean, with the cheese, last time Spectre had the cheese, died from crowd control before he get it off. Whoa, Dewey! What is this? He's just walking into enemy territory. Hey, there's a team there. He's gonna get blown up. Zeus uses the double ulti. They want to fight this. He's alive! They gave him the cheese! Was it actually a bait the whole time? They get a kill on the Dazzle. Now Storm goes down. Was that a perfectly planned bait or one of those awkward plays that just happened to work out? I can't tell the difference anymore.
He did not get handed the cheese. Was it an old cheese? I guess it was, because Tiburon still has a cheese in hand.
There were 2 cheeses? Oh, my. There's been a lot of cheeses
Easy
this
cheesy.
game.
I don't know what else to say, but breezy.
All right, so buyback status. There is one for the Storm Spirit. Dazzle, no such luck. There's the buyback on the Storm. It's still a 5v4. Maybe this is the edge that Boreal needs. Glyph available. They'll finish off the exposed barracks in the mid. They actually glyphed this ranged barracks. It's a little peculiar. But Boreal will back out. They don't want to take a fight here without their ultis. And, okay, the glyph actually saves the barracks, maybe. Oh, it looks like Cardi in the back line going to finish it off.
This is temporary, I imagine, for now. Boreal have to use this Aegis while they got it.
They've only got a minute and a half to do so. So that's got to be pretty damn soon if they want to actually use it.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to even have that chance. They got to push these lanes out. Whenever they're pushing on the bottom lane to get it close to the base, you look at the other side and you got HFN pushing out the top, and then you got to worry about that next. Same goes for the middle lane. But here we go, flying, taking to the skies. You got Tavo looking to scout it out. Could get a hold of Dewey here. Jumps in, gets the lasso, looking to pull back to King RD. And now they're going to be able to isolate him with the Abyssal Blade and lockdown. 40R is going to help blast him down. Susie actually commits, makes the jump, pops the BKB. Uh-oh. That's not the fight you want to take. Boreal will have to step back and away from that one.
Yeah, I think anytime they don't have that Zeus refresher, they don't want to take a fight. It's so much damage for their team fights. There's just no way to fight without it. Now, Zeus 5,000 gold, Veil of Discord, that could be fun. He's not usually that close into the fray, but I mean, at this point, why the hell not? You gotta spend that money on something. Willez looks like he's working on a refresher for the double dunk.
I'm sure chat is feeling it right now. We check on their hype. Yeah. Press 1 if you're gay. Yeah, they're hyped about this one, that's for sure. Hey, PPD. I don't know. They're all about it, apparently.
Apparently, Zeus picked up the refresher way earlier than either of us noticed, so that was what they were talking about for a good 5 minutes or so. But the irony is, you've got to be brain dead to not notice that. After casting this many long bloodbath games, you start to get a little brain dead. I can only imagine how these players are feeling in this series. This has been one long series in general. Yeah. Every game has come close to going the distance, and they've got to be close to their wits' end at this point. Just looking forward to the series ending, and of course, one of them being crowned the victors to move on to the next stage. Boreal holding on to a very small edge. They do have the one lane of barracks advantage, though. This late in the game, one lane of barracks down just doesn't really make a difference that much. 2 lanes, yeah, that hurts. But they still just can't get anywhere close. So much gold just across all these heroes, and most of them can't find a way to spend it.
I mean, we could see just another stall out for the Roche to make it happen. 65, 66 minutes.
HFN down to 1 Bloodstone charge on this Storm. That's a sad Bloodstone.
Yeah. Not a real collectible, but we'll have to make do with it for now. Preserving a bit of that gold. Everyone get your buybacks in order. We're going to certainly need it. Storm Spirit needs more time, though. 4 minutes before a buyback is even in consideration for him. And Boreal already moving down this bottom lane.
Alright, no buyback on the Lion or Dazzle or Bat Rider. It's all gold issues outside of the Storm Spirit, but little does Boreal know This is close to the ideal time to take a fight. Certainly, if they can win one, it could be game-ending. She's now passed over to the Queen of Pain, a value evasion piece picked up by the Spectre. No MKBs on the Radiant side, only Hex to deal with it. They'll move towards the high ground. There isn't a glyph. They take down this tower fast. Pain need to take this fight pretty damn soon.
They get it with a slow siege. There's going to be the lasso. Pull back onto Tiburon. BKB pops on your Bat Rider, who is sure a safe escape and pull back, but they can't quite get a hold of him. There's going to be the pullback Vortex, but barely taking a scratch. Tiburon, only about a third life going to be lost from that.
All right, Zeus used his first ult. He didn't refresh yet. May try to hold it. Boreal slow sieging this, but without the glyph, they finally won this war of attrition. They get the melee barracks. Now they'll go for the ranged barracks, and they'll go down. Pain, feeling like they can't take the fight in their current state. They will get a couple of the buybacks available while this is breaking out, but now 2 lanes of barracks ahead. You see on the mini-map, they draw up there. They want to push this top lane. Boreal, ready to seal the deal.
It's a good grab there, Boreal. Just know that Pain Gaming are not going to want to take that fight just based on the behavior patterns that they've shown in the last 2 games. They're happy to play things patient and wait for that opportunity to show itself so that they can make the comeback play. But will Pain get that opportunity? I don't know. Boreal have now executed a beautiful start on taking down both the mid and bottom lane. Just more of rinse and repeat by this point to be able to get the job done and clear out the final racks there at the top. Looks like item progression goes. I saw another, refresher or pop up somewhere. Yeah, Tavo, your Bat Rider. Secondary BKB, secondary lasso, secondary boots of travel. Why the hell not?
Yeah, being able to refresh the lasso and BKB in tandem is pretty damn potent. The demon special, yeah. Now you've got a butterfly on the Spectre. So more right-click damage, not carrying around a cheese for now.
No, no, there is an MKB on Anti-Mage. He snuck one in there somehow. Holds the Boots of Travel as the 7th item, just in case.
Oh, there he goes.
They reality in. They're trying to get a hold of King RD, not going to be there. Oh, Sonic Wave flies out, but not going to be a big connection, but they could finish off Tavo and will do so. 40R next on the list. Charge is going to be there. Yules, they got the silence, they got the lockdown, they got the kill.
Oh my, no buyback on the Bat Rider here. He just went all in on that refresher, and it was not worth it. This is at best a 4v5 coming into this fight. Zeus does not have his ultis, both the ult as well as refresher are on cooldown. Creequilibrium in favor of Boreal right now. AM will have a buyback. He's going to be forced to use it. But this could actually be the game-ending fight coming up in a moment. If Boreal can take one more successful engagement, they will win this game. But, of course, they are out of ultimates. Everything is on cooldown. There is a glyph now available for the Radiant. It's used right away. King RD trying to buy his team as much time as he can. There's the buyback from the Anti-Mage. Still over a minute before the Bat Rider comes back. Now without a glyph, they can just focus the structures here. Even if they get fully wiped, Megas will be worth it. Now the fight breaks out. There's a dunk. Big damage onto 40R. He'll BKB. It's HFN who gets graved. He almost goes down, but he barely lives thanks to the Dazzle Weave. Connects on a few, but it's Tiburon taking big damage from 40R. A Hex to turn it around. Tiburon's still alive. He falls, but so does the Anti-Mage. It's a dieback on him. Now the buybacks come aplenty. Spectre will to get back into this party. BOTs into the mid lane. The barracks will fall. Megas come out, and with a 5v3 on the field, I think Boreal have finally done it.
Yep, the dire shite showing that they are the Boreal deal. They get it done. Pain Gaming are going to be going down here, and welp, that's a DC. Pain Gaming
GG
are all done here. Boreal, man, both these teams. And first things first.
Goddamn auto pause
series. What a series. A bit of a clusterfuck of an ending, but the damage has been done. Boreal have gone through a long and sweaty series to get to this point, but my goodness, they deserve their spot in phase number 2. They muscle past Monique Beret and the Merlini stack. You got top teams, top potential. Merlini, TC, Fog. You blitz past them and you go to Pain Gaming and you make your way out of games like that.
Wow.
That's just the start of the test to come.
That is just the start. That is phase 1. They have successfully ground through the gauntlet. That is phase 1 of Summit 3 America. They earned it. That final series, man, I don't know what it is about these two teams. They know each other well enough that it was just throw into counter throw into, all right, we're winning, let's go for the base. Oh, 5-man wipe the other way. I mean, that was the moral of, or the story of this series. Every gold graph was just this oscillation frequency curve that went back and forth nonstop.
Yeah, whenever you're just hanging out with like the professional players, they watch games like this and it's just like, oh, the Radiant won, it's over. Oh,
Yeah.
they won, it's over. But you don't count on stuff like that.
Man.
Sometimes stuff just goes wrong and you're down 5 and you realize you just handed over the biggest of bounties and then they just take the game back, and that is exactly what happened in game number 3. A 12K net worth lead at one point for Pain Gaming. They lose all 5, and what was it, like an 8K gold swing towards Boreal.
It was that fight on the high ground near the Radiant Tier 1 where the Spirit Breaker was just standing there, and the Bat Rider was going to walk up the ledge in complete darkness. They got too cocky. They had that huge lead. There's no way they're going to be standing here ready for a fight. Bat Rider gets bursted down by the Nether Strike. The whole team just implodes. 5-0. That was the fight that got it going for Boreal, and they slowly clawed their way back until they ended up with a victory.
Unbelievable stuff. So big props to Boreal. They're going to be our second qualifying team from Phase 1 to make it into Phase 2. Them and Void Boys are going to be going side by side with 6 of the upper echelon of NA Dota talent right now. So who do we got? First off, you got EG. We got Complexity. We got eHug. We got Leviathan. These 2 teams, and of course there's gonna be one I forget.
We're missing one, and I'm not sure. Oh, wait! I've got the power. I've got the
Show
Liquipedia.
me the power.
Come on, you can do it. Phase 2. Oh, the wheels. Wheel wreck while whistling.
So Phase 1 seemed to be hard enough for a lot of these teams. Phase 2, it does not get any easier. And between those now 8 teams that have been established, only 2 of them are going to be making it here to the Summit House to represent the America squad.
Wow. Summit 3 starting off with a bang. Looking forward to Phase 2 for America. Hopefully this is the precursor of things to come. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. It was a long broadcast. We had fun through all of it. If you enjoyed the cast, follow us on Twitter at Zyori TV, at KotLGuy in the title of this broadcast, and at Beyond the Summit to stay up to date with all things Summit related and what's going on here in the studio. But that's it, man. We're done for the night.
We are done here, but they got C Dota that's going to be happening later tonight. You said about, what, 1 p.m. Pacific time?
Starts in 2.5 hours. So,
2.5 hours.
Yeah, 1 p.m. a.m. our time, 4 a.m. Eastern, and that's like, I don't know, 10 a.m. Europe or something.
That should be happening here, so stay tuned. If you want more Dota action for the rest of America, we'll be back later on for Phase number 2, but there'll be plenty of Dota to come. Folks, check out the VODs on our YouTube at Beyond the Summit, and we'll see you next time. Take care.
Bye-bye.